you love to play. Oh, you love to play. Don't your comments won't relay. Sign this on my page for you. Oh my God, he changed. Young life, I can't see back karma. I just need some brains so I could keep myself in order.
Oh, there we are. Oh, girl. I can't get it to stand up. Okay. So this is a test. This is a test of the emergency broadcasting system. This thing don't want to stay up. I want to see how it sounds. Fully charged. And we're going to edit. And we're going to edit. Right? No? Yes? Let's do that. Hold on.
I don't like it. It's official. I don't like it. There's another video where I tell y'all to vote. That's way next year. I mean, you can still vote then, but I don't like it. I don't like it. I wanted to test it out to see if it was giving us better quality, but it doesn't feel authentic FaceTime call to me. But you are more than welcome because you're part of this family. I mean, because there's no me without you, play cousin. So, I mean, you're more than welcome to voice your opinion in the comments. But I don't like the mic. Anyway, he got problems, she got problems, only I got 411 problems. Hey, hi, what's up, y'all? It's time for another story time, and welcome to College Stories. College Stories. I'm only gonna tell a little few, a little few here, odds, little ends, but yeah. So, and welcome to Dating a Baller. I'm trying to make sure nobody. Anyway, we're gonna get into it. Anyway, we're gonna get into it. So, hold on. All right, how I want to start this off? How I'm trying to put it in the right way for it to make sense, because dating, even in high school, dating hasn't really changed. It really hasn't changed. And when I say this, I know y'all gonna look at me crazy. But listening, well, if you watch my story time, my V card in the street pharmacist, and you know, in that story time, like I said, like I was his girlfriend in Georgia. Like he had a girlfriend in Florida, and I was his girlfriend in Georgia. And I know y'all like, girl, what the? Yeah, it was easier for me because I know without a shadow of a doubt. First of all, I'm not good in relationships, and second of all, I don't care for them. Why? Because I watch people do a lot of shit behind closed doors. I do. I watch people do a lot of shit behind closed doors. And that doesn't mean everybody is the same, but when you see more of BS than you do the good stuff, it's like, yeah. And then in this day and age, like, a lot of people really don't want to be in love. It's more of like a show. It's more for social media, because it's like y'all lovey-dovey on social media, but behind closed doors is toxic. Or dudes nowadays they're not really into you. It's more of like, I want to humble you, like, let me bring you down a notch. Not everybody. It's a lot of stuff I see. And I'm the type of person where it's like, I'm cool with being home by myself, rubbing my feet together, eating my snacks, watching my TV. I am. As long as my bank account is where I want it to be, I'm cool with it. And that was my thing. Once my bank account was where I wanted to be, it was like I was going to do certain things and I was going to be gone all the time. I was. But that's just not how that worked out. So yeah. Yeah. So anyway, So I'm trying to set this up. So mind you, like, so in high school, I really didn't have a lot of experience with relationships, so to speak. Like, I mean, I had like a little boyfriend. Hold on. Like, you have like the little boyfriend thing, like, you know, 6th, 7th, 8th grade. Like, you have like the little boyfriend like you're not supposed to have. Like, I had the little boyfriend, and then I had a boyfriend. I was in a relationship, and of course you cheated on me because I wasn't ready to do the hokey pokey, if that's what they call it. I didn't want no pickle tickle. I wasn't even with that. I did not want a pickle tickle at all, because, sweetheart, I just, the SAing for 7 years was just, and he knew that. So, but it gets to a point where, like, that's just so important for men. And if I'm the type of chick, if you want to be somewhere else, baby, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to let you go. I'm going to let you be there. I am going to walk away. I'm not going to create a scene. I'm not going to fight. I'm not going to slash. I'm not going to beg. Bye. Sweetheart, I know who I am, and I know what I bring to the table. So if that other person is better for you, by all means, please go be happy. Please. And that's just what it was. Like, with that, in that story time, when y'all get to it, you'll understand what I'm saying. You'll understand what I'm saying. Like, literally, it was like, and I see it, like, I know, like, and I listen to people talk too. So when you say like slick stuff to me, and you say slick stuff to me more than a lot, you know, more than once, I'm already pulling back. Already pulling back. Already looking at you side eye. Because if you feeling me, sweetheart, you not saying little slick stuff to me. So I'm that type of person. And even in not just romantic situations, in friendships. Sweetie, if cutting me off makes you happy, if that's better for your mental, do that. Please do that. Do not feel like you need to do me dirty for me to leave. Just say, like, listen, this just not working no more. We just not cool no more. This no longer serves a purpose. And I'm there. I completely understand. God bless you, my love. God bless you. That's just how I am. Period. But please believe, I know what I bring to the table, and I promise you, you're going to feel it when I'm not there. I promise you. You're going to feel it when I'm not there. And I ain't bragging or boasting. I just know. Anyway. So, I've never been good at it, but I know what I bring to the table. Well, let me stop saying I'm not good at it. I'm not good at the fake stuff to put on to make other people think like everything is perfect. I'm more of I can get to you in an intimate setting. I can bring you peace type situation. I can make you communicate. I'm that girl. I'm that girl. I'm that girl to make you look at yourself and heal and make you think. I'm her. The arguing back and forth is like you screaming and yelling. Baby, I'm not going to do the screaming and yelling and fighting. I'm just be like, oh, okay. And I'm going to let what I have to say hit you in the face later on. Because it happens. Anyway. So, like, I had a relationship. And then, do I want to... Well, I guess I can count that. I had another relationship, I guess. And then it was... No, that we was cool. Then it was the street pharmacist, right? And then that was a relationship. Like, he played no games, real talk. Like, that's me. You were planning my life after high school. So, and then after that, like, after I got out of that, I was in college when I got it. Like, once he was like, I gave you a way out, like, take it, because he was very upset about me leaving and going to school somewhere else. He was literally trying to get me pregnant. Did I say that in the story? I thought it. Anyway, so I'm in college now. So college, when I saw my son, like, I wasn't hating on him in the story time of, oh, girl, what was it? He left me with the rent. I think it was he left me with the rent. Yeah, because his little girlfriend was going to college, and I was like, baby, once she hit that campus. And I wasn't trying to knock my son or put him down or belittle him. I just know from experience, when you hit that campus life is a whole new ball game, honey. That's a whole new ball game. I was already there for the summer, which I am so grateful I was there already, and I got acquainted with people, because when fall quarter started and people started coming back, when I say it's like for dudes it's like a meat market, for females it's like whoa. So that's why it's like your little high school sweetheart, like, I mean, if y'all locked in, but baby, when you step on the college campus, it's a whole different ball game from high school. It's a whole, literally, you are being thrown into adulthood. Figure this out. Get it together. So when people are trying to prepare you for college to say, hey, you got to have a mentality to make it, listen to them, sugar nuts. Listen to them. So it was, when I say dudes everywhere, it was dudes everywhere. And like I said, me and Nia was supposed to go to college together, but Nia ended up getting pregnant. So I had went that summer ahead of time. Wildin' Out had came to visit me at the time. In that story, I don't think. Oh, that's in the In Love with the Same Man series. Wildin' Out didn't have a name at the time. She was just best friend. Wildin' Out had came to see me and visit me, and we, like, she had got a little taste of it because Wildin' Out was going into the military. So she had got a little taste of college life, and she was like, Angel. And I was like, right, because she was there for like, I think like 3 or 4 days. But she was like, Angel. And I was like, right. Like, when I tell you, college is a different experience. A different experience. I really want to go to like a HBCU type situation, like environment game. I do. I do. I need to hear Erica. Cause, college was just different. So anyway, when fall quarter started, it was like, oh my God. Y'all know that TikTok sound? Oh my God. Oh my God. When out ninjas everywhere, baby. Dip, tall, short, built, just slim, thick, with everywhere you look. And it's like, wait, what? Like, when people tell you to step outside of your hometown, like, go out, see more. Y'all, because it's people from all over the place, and so you looking like, oh my God. And so, like, I'm the type of girl, like I said, me and Nia was supposed to come, but Nia didn't come. But luckily, I had people who graduated with me, like literally people in my class that end up coming with me. So do I want to give them a name? Nah. Right now we just gonna say classmates. So out of my whole class, it was supposed to be me, Nia. I might have to give them a name. No. Me, Nia, this other guy, and a girl. Right? Well, Nia didn't end up going. But so it was me, this guy, and a girl. I didn't know the girl was going. I knew one of the guys that was going, and then he was like kind of talking, and then come to find out, like, we end up seeing each other on the yard. That's what we called, like, just hanging out on the college, just hanging out outside of our building, like, or in front of, because the cafe or the lunch area was called the CAF. So in front of the CAF, in front of my dorm room, my dormitory, that whole section, because it was like this huge section, that was called the yard. So we was walking the yard like it was like the first day of class, and like we just walking around. So I'm walking around with my roommate, and I'm just walking around, and I see them. I see that guy and this guy. I see that guy and this guy, and I was like, We gonna get him a goddamn name. So, what am I call him? We gonna call one Jeff, and we gonna call the other one. We gonna call the other one Steve. So I see Steve and Jeff. So I was like, yo, and they was like, shorty, and I was like, oh my god, y'all go to school here? And they was like, yeah, because they hadn't said anything. Like, my main focus was everything was Nia. It was me and Nia, me and Nia, me and Nia. And then again, Nia got pregnant, so it was like, and Nia, and what was crazy was Nia still had the opportunity to come because her mom had said, like, you know, you can go, I'll take care of the baby. But Nia was like, it's my baby, so I'm just gonna go to school here, and I'm not gonna go with y'all to, you know, to college up there. And I was like, dang. And then before, like, my mom was having problems, but my mom made something happen. So it was like a last minute move, to be totally honest, because I had already wrapped my mind around, like, oh, okay, well, I'm just gonna be here and I'm just gonna work. Yeah. Anyway, so I was like, what? Like, so I was excited to see them, and it was like, yo, I'm gonna get her name too. What we gonna call her? Oh, because I need to tell that story something about her too. What are we going to call her? No, because I gave somebody else that name. Eccentric. So we call her Eccentric. So Eccentric was like, hey girl. And I was like, you going to school here too? And it was like, yeah. And it felt so good. Like, I promise you, it felt so good to see a familiar face. Because when you are in this huge, big sea of people and you don't know nobody, it's a different ball game. Now, mind you, like, you meet people quick and people start talking to you, but it still feels good to see a familiar face. So I was like, oh, wow, y'all, like, all y'all go to school here? And they was like, yeah. And I was like, why you ain't say nothing? And they was like, well, we were still thinking about it. We really didn't know what we wanted to do, but we know we made a decision. I was like, well, that's what's up. Well, it's good to know. Like, I got people here that I know. Like, we're all from the same hometown. And I was like, well, that's what's up. And so I was like, this is my roommate. This is Jeff. This is Steven. So Steven was like, and I was like, no. No. He was like, come on. No. He was like, all right. Anyway, so we kept walking around or whatever. So we walking around, like, trying to, well, she was getting to know the space. I already knew there because I already knew the space because I had been there. So we was walking around or whatever, and so it was like it was organizations everywhere, which is what they do. It's like, hey, this is what's on campus, this is what's going on, this is a club, this is a group. And of course the sororities and the fraternities was on there as well. They also have like this welcome party, and they want you to come out, they want you to interact, because they don't want you to feel like you can't do it. It's when I tell you, it's a mental thing, it's a mental exhaustion type situation, baby. Oh my god. So, like, they want you to interact. They want you to start talking to people. They want you to start networking, right? So, we were walking around, like, looking around and enjoying stuff. And during this time, of course, you know, everybody got on their Daisy Dukes because there's no dress code, sweetie. There's no dress code. Now, you can't walk around, you know, bucky naked. But there's no dress code because you literally, like, it's like adulthood. So you can do what you want. You going to class, whatever classes that you signed up for, is your responsibility to get there. Nobody else. Your mama's not calling you. Well, your mama not calling you to say, get up. Your alarm, she not making sure you set your alarm. She not making sure you ate. She not making sure, like, you have to budget food, clothes, mental, school, figuring out if you're gonna need extra money, because everybody didn't get an excess check. Baby, excess check was ball of life. But if you didn't get that, you had to figure that stuff out. Some people was working 2 and 3 jobs. Some people had loans and still had to work 2 and 3 jobs and pull school and try to have a social life. Like, you have to put all that stuff into play. So anyway, we had been there for a good little minute. And again, I don't think like I think I'm cute, but I don't see myself how men see me. I still don't. I don't see myself how men see me. Like I'm just chill. Like I'm just myself. Like I'm just chill. I'm just chill. So like it's me and my roommate and these other girls that's on my hall. Like you have halls in your dormitory, so literally you get acquainted with everybody on your hall. Not all the time, but the majority of the people. It's not everybody, but you get acquainted with a lot of people on your hall, right? So I'm going through looking. I'm going through looking, like, you know, like we going through looking. We haven't, because they have hall socials too, so you can meet your RA. So yeah, so we go through looking, walking around the yard. We got tired of that. Go to our hall, walking through our hall, meeting people moving in, or people putting finishing touches on that stuff or whatever. So I would say we are good 2 to 3 weeks into like college life, and we trying to, you know, we getting a little feel for it. So there was a certain time that we would go to the calf. So the calf was I think it closed, like they stopped serving at 7. It might have been 7 or 8. I'm thinking 7, but it might have been 8. But anyway, so you would go to the calf like to see what they had. Like you had like for freshmen you had to have a meal plan on your card, on your student ID, in order for you to go to the camp. Like you could not constantly just like go off campus to try to eat. You had to have a meal plan. That was mandatory. You had to have a meal plan, so you had to be in the caf for at least 1 or 2 things. So literally, like the upperclassmen people who had been there before, they was like, baby, take advantage of your meal plan. I don't care if it's nothing in there that you don't want to eat. Go get dessert. Go in there and get food, because I promise you, you're gonna be hungry. And we had like a little a store. Our store in our the after our store was in my dormitory, and it was called the Night Owl. So it had everything. It was like a little convenient corner store, and that stayed open until I think like midnight. So you could go in there when the calf closed down, but like chips, instead of it being 99 cents like at the corner store, it was like $1.30. So you can use your ID, but that's taken away from money on your card. So you had like a meal plan, and then you had cash on your card. So when your cash run out, like they would only put like a stipend on there for each quarter. So you had to manage it. So anyway, this one particular day, we was all hanging out. It was like me, my roommate. I guess I need to give my roommate a name. So my roommate name is going to be Summer. And the other girls that I end up moving off campus with, then they end up becoming my roommates in the apartment. We're gonna call one Riz. And we're gonna call another one Millie. So my roommate Summer. So me, Summer, Riz, and Millie, we're going to the calf. Well, during the summer, like, again, it's wise for you to network, because remember I told you I was hanging out with Cavalier and Brown Eyes. Well, Brown Eyes and Cavalier were older than me, and they were like kind of putting me on, so I kind of knew people when Jeff and Steve came, and when Eccentric came, like I kind of knew people. So when people was passing by, they'd be like, what's up, shorty? What's up, Angel? So Steve was like, why am I not surprised? Why am I not surprised? Why am I not surprised that you know people? Why am I not surprised that you're popular? And I never even see myself as popular. I never see myself as popular in high school. I just figured people knew me because of my brother. That's it. They don't really know me. They know of me because of my last name and my brother. Anyway, but people was talking to me. And so it was like, what? He was like, why am I not surprised? Anyway, so we all made a decision to go to like the calf. So Cavalier and Brown Eyes had introduced me to, what I'm gonna call her? Damn, it's a lot of people in this mother. Lil Mama. So they had introduced me to Lil Mama. So Lil Mama, I had like on the way down with me, Summer, Riz, and Millie, we saw Lil Mama. Like we got into the elevator. And she was like, hey girl, and I was like, hey, what's up? And so she was like, where y'all going? I was like, girl, we going to the calf. We trying to catch the calf. Which we would go like 6:30. Really, if I'm not mistaken, the calf closed like 7:15. But we would go like 6:30. Because we would think like, okay, like, you know, like the people have calmed down. Like it's not a huge rush. And we could just go in there and get what we want. Like we could just go straight through the line. So this particular day, like it's a group of us and we all walking in the calf. So we walk in the calf, we going around the line, and we was like, we don't want that. And it was like, girl, so did Lil Mama have a car? No. Lil Mama did not have a car. Her friend had a car. But where did we end up? Anyway, Steven had a car though, but we didn't want that. So we was like, Steven, you gonna take us to get something? You gonna take us to McDonald's? And so he was like, all of y'all. So Lil Mama was like, nah, I'm good. I'm gonna go back to my room. I got some stuff in my room. And so she was like, well, it was nice meeting y'all, because like I was like, Lil Mama, this is, called out names, did like little exchange or whatever. So Lil Mama was like, I see you later. And I was like, all right, girl, see you later. Before we walked out of the cab, as we're walking out of the cab, there's a group of dudes sitting at the table, right? And so this dude is literally like the aisle to walk like this, and the table is literally like this. So the dude, Baller, is sitting in this chair. It was like 3 of them. So he's sitting in his chair. So we're all walking out. And so as we're walking out, with him singing in the chair, we're coming down, and so he does this. And so as he does that, like I look him in the eye, and you just cute in the face or whatever, and like, did my little head like that and kept walking. I don't think like you attracted to me. Like to me, it's like a little attitude. Like, boy, what you looking at? What you looking at? Walking out. So Summer was like, girl, you see that dude eyeing you? And I was like, who? And so she was like, the dude, like in the aisle. And I was like, girl, yeah, I saw it, but like I didn't think like he was into me like that. She was like, So before Little Mama left, Little Mama was like, yeah, I caught that too. She was like, I know him. He a cool dude. You want to meet him? And I was like, now mind you, Summer, we both had situations like back at home. So Summer was like, girl, yeah. She was like, yeah, she do. She want to meet him. Because she had picked up the phone when Street Pharmacist had called and had told me, like, listen, because I had been hitting him up on his pager and he wasn't responding to me. And when he finally hit me back, that's when he was like, I gave you a way out. Take it. What? Like, I don't know. Delusion, Delulu. Like, it's like, girl, this dude not responding to you. He was upset. Like, he was upset. He was very upset. In that conversation, he was very upset that I left. He had major plans, y'all. Like, it's crazy. Anyway, so so Summer was like, girl, yes, she want to meet him, hook it up, Lil Mama. She was like, okay, yeah. So Lil Mama was like, okay, I'm gonna see y'all later. She went back to her room. So Steven ended up taking us to McDonald's. We go to McDonald's to get food. So Steven was like, we come chill in y'all room, we come chill up there. Well, you can have visitors, but you can only have, of course, 2 at a time. Because there's only 2 people in the room, meaning me and my roommate, me and Summer. So Summer can have a guest and I can have a guest. So Summer didn't have nobody coming up. So she was like, well, Jeff, you want to come up too? He was like, yeah, it's cool. So Riz and Millie stayed across the hall from us. So we were all like in the same hall, same building. So they was just going to come to our room and we was all sitting in there talking and eating McDonald's, which that's what we did. So, lo and behold, I would say like a week or 2 goes by, and so Someone was like, girl, where little mama at? And I was like, what you mean where little mama at? She was like, where little mama at? Because we need you to meet old boy. And I was like, girl, I'm not even thinking about that. And I wasn't. Like, I was just going to class, trying to figure stuff out, trying to get it together, trying to deal with my depression. Like, it was just so much going on in my head. Like, literally trying to fit in, trying to figure it out, trying to figure out this adulthood thing, trying to figure out the money thing, just trying to figure stuff out. Like, when you used to being accommodated, even like my P.O. box was way up in the air. I'm short. And I was like, how am I supposed to get to my P.O. box? And the dude, like, because I was like, can I switch my P.O. box? And he was like, no. And I was like, but I'm short and it's way up. And he was like, figure it out. There's none available. And walked away. When you coming out of high school and you used to things being accommodated to you and things being fixed because your parents kind of fix things, real life slap you in the face. It do. So I was trying to figure it out. So I was like, how am I supposed to get up there? And I was like, y'all got a stool back there? Like, and so he was like, no. Like, he was just nasty. Maybe he was just having a bad day. Because the lady ended up coming out and she was like, baby, just come and ask somebody for a stool and then, to check your mail. So I had to ask for a stool. Or if Cavalier was with me, like, I would go with Cavalier and Brownie. And then we'll all check our P.O. boxes together then. And I'll let them open it for me. But, like, I was just literally trying to figure it out. And so she was like, because we need to find him. We need to find Baller. And I was like, girl, no, we don't. She was like, yes, we do. We need to have fun. So I was like, okay, yeah, whatever. And so this purposely, like, I don't think it was homecoming. Like, it was just coming into basketball season, right? So it's coming into basketball season. And, and Lil Mama was like, y'all want to go to the basketball game? And I was like, oh, yeah. I used to play basketball, not thinking anything of it. I used to play basketball, and I was like, oh, girl, yeah, let's go. Let's go to the basketball game. Y'all, when we get to the basketball game, I see someone was like, look. And I was like, what I'm looking at? And so at the time, like, Baller was scoring. She was like, girl, it's Baller. So he was on the basketball team. So I was like, in my head, I was like, no. Because any dude that's, like, attractive and popular, red flag. He ain't go. Red flag. He know he's attractive. He know he's popular. So that means stuff is being thrown at him. That cookie snatch is being thrown at him. Baby, I don't have time. I was like, I'm no longer interested. If he was just a regular smuggler, give me a regular smuggler. Sometimes regular smuggler be doing too much. But give me a regular smuggler. She was like, girl, what? And I was like, I'm no longer interested. So Lil Mama kind of looked at me. She was like, girl. And I was like, that's why I'm no longer interested. So she was like, girl, he real cool. Like, he cool people. No. Like, I'm going to just give it a chance. Just give it a chance. So she was like, let's stay after the game. And then after he come out of the locker room, like, I'm going to introduce y'all. And I was like, okay, yeah, it's cool. It's whatever. So in my mind, I'm already going, he not going to like you. He's short. You're short. Because I'm 4'11". This man is 6'2". He's 6'2". Mind you, you gave me the up and down look in the calf. But I'm not even counting it. Because it's like, another, like, is what you say, Target more. It's like, Target freshman, so I was like, okay, yeah, whatever. So me, Summer, Lil Mama, we waiting after the game, and I think Riz and Millie was there too. They were, and Riz and Millie. So we're waiting after the game, sitting there crazy because everybody has left. So we sitting there looking crazy. So him and his homeboy, what we gonna call him? I'm not even gonna give him a name. Baller and his homeboy, was always together because him and his homeboy were roommates. So Baller and his homeboy come over and he was like, what's up, Lil Mama? What's going on? And he's talking to Lil Mama. what's up, little mama? What's going on? So she was like, hey, Bala, hey, how you doing? She was like, I just wanted to introduce you to my friend. And so she was like, remember, she was like, I saw how you was looking at my friend in the calf the other day. And he was like, oh, yeah. He was like, yeah, she's gorgeous. And so I was like, thank you. And so he was like, I'm Bala. And so I was like, I'm Angel. Nice to meet you. And so his friend, his homeboy in the back was like, and I was like, oh. Because I have dealt with this BS in high school. In high school, it's always a homeboy that's cynical, that is just right. So it was like, you know, like it was craziness type situation. Anyway, so when he made that remark, Millie was like, why you sucking your teeth? What, is there a problem? Millie and Riz were like my height. They were a little taller than me. Millie and Riz might have been 5'1", 5 even. So Millie was like, is there a problem? Is there a problem? And so he was like, nah. He said, boy, little people be feisty. And I was like, wow. So we all, because the only person who is semi-tall is Summer. Summer is like 5'3". So she's average, basically. Not really tall, but average. Everybody else is short. Lil Mama, me, Riz, and Millie. Lil Mama is literally like 4'11". Anyway, so when he said like the little people joke, we all bust out laughing. I just shook my head or whatever. But I'm standing up on the bleachers, like, because, yeah, baby, you're not about to be looking down on me. And so he walked over to me. So he was like, look, come step to the side for a minute. And so I kind of like hesitated, and Summer pushed me. So I was like, she was like, girl, step to the side. Because Summer, we were, you know how homegirls do, where it's like when you going through a breakup or whatever, and both of y'all going through a breakup at the same time, it's like you trying to push each other, like start over. You know how they go. The girls who get it. Some dudes too, I think. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, so it was like, girl. So she was like, girl, go talk to him. So I step over, he was like, you don't want to talk to me? And I was like, it's not that. And I was like, it's just, you're a basketball player. You're attractive. I know they throwing it at you. So he started laughing. He was like, I'm not even that type of guy. So nah, he was like, when I see something that I want, like I'm gonna go after. And he was like, when you walk through, like, you're very beautiful. He was like, I don't care about like height or whatever. He was like, I just think you're very beautiful. And I know I haven't seen you on campus. And I was like, no, I'm a freshman. He was like, yeah, I can tell. And he's like, I can definitely tell. I know I haven't seen you on campus. And I was like, He was like, don't take it that way. No, for real. Like, for real. When I'm serious about something, He was like, but you see, I'm in basketball, so you know my schedule's gonna be hectic. He was like, but I promise I'm gonna make time for you. So I was like, okay. And he was like, no, for real. I'm for real. And I was like, yeah, it's cool. Okay. So he was like, man, take my number down. So I took his number down for his room. He took my number down for my room. There's no cell phones. He took my number down from the room. So I was like, okay, cool. Like, it's whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to just see where this go. I'm just see how this go. Mind you, y'all, during this time, I had this huge crush on Grant Hill. Like, Grant Hill was supposed to be my husband. Tamia, nah. Grant Hill was supposed to be my husband, honey. Grant Hill was on my in my college dorm room. There, like, my desk was over this way behind my bed. Grant Hill, like, when you turn on my light to study at my desk, Grant Hill picture was sitting right there. Like, girl, he was my man. Nobody could tell me nothing different. I had a huge crush on Grant Hill. And so Butler, he didn't look like Grant Hill, but he was cute. He was attractive. He was light skin, but he was attractive. So I was like, it's whatever. So he ended up calling, like, we ended up talking on the phone. We ended up getting to know each other. We ended up hanging out. We ended up like vibing, like real talk vibing. And so he was like, I'm gonna come pick you up. and come hang out with me. And I was like, come hang out with you where? So anybody, well, I won't say anybody knows, but most university has student housing. So there's like student apartments. So he lived in the student apartments. We're gonna call them the Hive. So he lived in the Hive, right? And so we he was like, come hang out with me. So he would come to pick me up. He would come upstairs, him and homeboy, knock on the door. He would come speak to Summer, and he'd be like, all right, like, I'm coming to take my baby away from you. Like, she going to hang out with me. And I would go to his apartment and hang out with him on his off time. And then also, like, he would also hit Lil Mama up, and he'd be like, hey, Lil Mama, bring my baby to me. Like, you bring my baby to me. And I would go hang out at his place. Like, I was always hanging out at his place. We was having a good time, literally. So things was going good, like, literally. So I think we had been kicking it, chilling for a good 2.5 months. And so he was like, I want you to be my girl. I want you to be my lady. And I was like, you serious? Because, like, literally, like, we was just hanging out. And then the simple fact that I played basketball, because most of the time men think, like, females don't know sports. And then I don't give off, like, sports type situation. But when he started talking about sports, and he would try to explain, and I was like, I know what you're talking about. And then we started talking about basketball, so that kind of meshed us together too. But anyway, and I was like, are you serious? And he was like, yeah. He was like, I want you to be my lady. And I was like, he was like, Angel, like, no, I'm for real. I want you to be my lady. So I was like, all right, cool. Right? So now I have a boyfriend. I'm dating a baller. I have a boyfriend. Oh my God. I have a boyfriend. So it's literally like we would talk, we would see each other in between the schedule, in between classes, because his hectic schedule, classes, practice, basketball, me in classes, and then me trying to figure stuff out, right? So in between, but still, he would make time. That's why I tell people, like, when Ninja want to see you, baby, he gonna make time. He gonna put forth effort. When he want to come see you, he pulling up. Nothing stopping him. He will come see you. He will make time. So he would make time. Like, literally, it would be times literally when I'd be like, I just want to sleep. And he was like, baby, we haven't seen each other. Like, come on, like, let's see each other. So it's coming up to summer, and it's time to go home. He's from another state. I just realized where he was from, and it's like, God. He's from another state. He's from another state, right? And so he was like, I'm going to give you my home number so we can call each other. And I was like, okay. But of course, that's long distance. So I can't do too much calling, right? So in between that, like, it was like, do I go home or do I decide to stay here? Like, because I don't have no job, no nothing. And so I went home. And so I was telling my mama, like, listen, I want to move out campus. Me, Millie, and Riz want to get an apartment. And so she was like, that's not a good idea. She was like, Angel, if you're going to get an apartment by yourself. If I would be rich by now. I would be rich if I had just, every time I say, if I just listened to my mama. She was like, don't get an apartment by yourself. She was like, look into getting something by yourself. If I need to help you, I'll help you get an apartment by yourself. Don't get roommates. And I was like, well, Mom, if I get roommates, it'll be cheap. The rent will be cheaper. I can split the rent. And so she was like, Angel, you can do it by yourself. Get a place by yourself. And I was like, no, like, I'm going to get, like, I know these girls. She was like, Angel, you just met them. You spent like 3 weeks with them. Not 3 weeks. 3 months with them. You just met them. And I was like, no, like, I know them. Like, these girls are cool. Like, we interact with each other all the time. We stayed in the same hall. Like, I know these girls. Like, we good. She was like, okay. Oh, my. Okay. She was like, but, all right. So she was like, but you're going to have to figure stuff out yourself. Your furniture. Like, all this stuff. So I'm getting stuff together. Like, trying to figure stuff out, trying to get stuff together, maneuvering to get stuff together. Like, so I found the apartment. I found the apartment. I'm furnishing the apartment. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, nice apartment. Found the apartment, got this stuff together. So they was like, yeah, girl, we gonna move in. We gonna move in. I'm not even gonna front. Things were going good. Things were going good. Things were going good. Steven and Jeff was across. They moved in the same complex, but they was a little across the way. But things were going good. I promise you, things were going good in the beginning. So after the summer, like, we and Bala had called each other here and there, but I can tell, like, he kind of distant. Like, a woman know when it's another chick. You know. You feel it in your gut. You try your best to be like, I'm tripping. But you know. You feel that. You feel it. You feel it. And so I was like, everything good, like, we still good, everything okay. Because again, as I said in the beginning, baby, I've never been the type to hold you hostage. You want to go somewhere else, please? Dear God, make them a bird so they can fly far away from here. Because you don't have to be around me, baby. I don't want nobody who don't want to be there. You don't want to be there? Please go. Please don't waste my time. Please don't play with my emotions. Go. So be honest with me. And I tell people that all the time. Just be honest with me. Just be 100. Because when you lie to me, I'm looking at you a whole different way now. So he was like, yeah, we good. Like, everything good. I don't understand what's the problem. Everything good. Okay, so before we left for the summer, there was this Christianity church group. And they would have this thing, I think it was on Wednesdays. They would have it every Wednesday. And it was called, I don't want to say the name. So it was called The Gathering. I'm going to call it that. Because it was called something else. It was called The Gathering. And so a lot of the girls on my halls had started, like, giving their life, like, well, re-giving their life to Christ and stuff. And they started to do stuff differently. Like, they didn't want to party. They didn't want to go out. They didn't want to hang out and stuff. And they didn't want to do the same things over and over again. So I started back, like, more leaning back with Cavalier and Brown Eyes. Even though we would attend a gathering here and there, like, it still wasn't like our cup of tea. So, like, Millie and Riz and Summer was more into that. But Summer was still on campus, because Summer was like, you're not coming back to campus. And I was like, girl, no, I'm moving off campus. And so she was like, well, my mom not feeling that. And I was like, well, that don't make sense for you to move off campus when you don't necessarily, like, live it. Like, it didn't make sense for her. Like, if she wanted to go home, she liked going home during the summer. That didn't make sense for her to stay off campus, like, to have an apartment and to work. Even though a lot of girls on our hall, we were all moving off campus, and, like, a lot of them were all, like, breaking into roommates and moving off campus. And so I was like, girl, that don't make sense. I was like, do what's best for you. And so she was like, yeah. So, because we would still talk over the summer too. And she had asked about balling, and I was like, girl, we don't really talk like that. And I was like, but he said when we do talk, like, everything good. Yeah. So when we had got back to school, like, he was like, babe, you know, like, I'm back in town. Like, I want to see you. And I was like, oh, okay, so here's my apartment. Bala don't have a car. Like, you're in a different state. You don't have a car. And so he was like, you have to come get me. I had a car. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. And so he was like, well, nah, don't worry about it. My homeboy gonna bring, like, one of my homeboys gonna bring me. Well, lo and behold, the homeboy that he was talking about, what we gonna call him? Dang, there's a lot of people in this story. Speaker, because he could put out a speech, baby. He could pull out a speech. And he was very friendly. He give me, like, politics vibe, but, like, the Obama politics, like, he was real straight up with it. So Millie had like a little entanglement, but not a sexual situation. She had like a little entanglement before she went to the gathering, and then after she went to the gathering, like, that little entanglement she had put to the side, because she was like, it's not going anywhere. But Speaker was always at the gathering, so she liked Speaker, right? So he was like, my homeboy gonna bring me, so is it cool if I bring speaker and homeboy? And I was like, yeah, it's cool. He was like, all right, because when the apartment, when we moved in, our next door neighbors across the hall, they went to the same college as well, and they was cool, but they was just like our next door neighbors, and we would like go back and forth. Because I remember ending up cooking like Sunday dinner, because it was like this bet. It was like this bet. It was like we both apartments cooked Sunday dinner. Whoever had the best had to. It was like either they had to wash the car or they had to pay everybody. I don't remember what the bet was, but I know we ended up winning because I cooked the Sunday dinner. So anyway, oh my god, because I can remember the dude and the one of the roommates across, not roommates, one of the neighbors across the hall had like Riz. Anyway, so I was like, okay, cool. This is like 5-6 o'clock. Ooh, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's back up a little bit before we get to there. So once we got back, like me and Bala are not like we was before. We not seeing each other a lot, and you keep saying like, my schedule, you know how it go. It's like, it's not even basketball season yet. Like, what's up? So Summer stays on campus. I don't. The only time I'm on campus is if something is going on campus or if I'm in class. I don't stay on campus. So I don't know what's going on in the yard. So Summer had hit me up and so she was like, Angel, you and Bala still together, right? And I was like, yeah, why, what's up? And so she was like, there's this chick that's always around. Really? Mind you, again, like I said, as a female, you feel it. You feel it. When you hanging around a dude, you know. If you paying attention, you know. And again, I'm that type, baby. I'm not fighting over no ninja. I'm not fighting over no ninja. I'm going to let him go where he want to be. I'm not fighting over no ninja. So if your ninja still hitting me up, anyway, it's because he wants to. And I've experienced this a lot. Where it's like I'm walking away and the ninja still be giving me problems. I've experienced that a lot. I need to... Anyway. So I was like, really? And so she was like, yeah, it's this one girl. And so she was like, and I walked up to them because, she was close to whatever. And I was like, what's up, Bala? And so he kind of looked at me. He was like, what's up? Like, he kind of played it off. And I was like, oh, okay. So Lil Mama had came and had like approached me or whatever. Or maybe I was hanging out in her room. I can't remember for sure. But Lil Mama had asked me, like, here go the same question. She was like, y'all good? And I was like, far as I know, we good. And so she was like, And I was like, wow, what's up? And so she was like, well, his ex-girlfriend came back to school this quarter. No, it was a semester because they changed it. After my fall quarter. Yeah, so it was fall, spring, and then summer we went home. So when we got back, they changed it to semesters. It was no longer quarter, it was semester. So when we got back, she was like, he brought his ex-girlfriend. She was like, his ex-girlfriend come to school up here. Really? She was like, he didn't tell you? I said, no. She was like, oh. And I was like, no, it's not good. Because I'm going to ask him. Because I'm that type. Again, if you want to be somewhere else, please be free. If you don't want me, then don't talk to me. Go ahead and free yourself. Please. Please. Don't drag that BS out. Free yourself. Please. So I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm going to ask him. She was like, please, Angel. Hey, people who know me, like, and don't get me wrong, I could get there, but sweetie, I've done the work. So I'm not acting out of emotion. I'm not going to jail. I got too much to lose. I'm not going to jail because I know my mom not coming up here to get me. Number one, I'm not going to jail. So it's like, nah, Snooki. I'm that type of girl. Like, I'm chill with it, laid back with it. So when you call me and I'm like, so you got a girlfriend? And so he started laughing and he was like, what you mean? Yeah, you my girlfriend. I was like, oh, real? And so he was like, man, what you talking about? Like, what? Why we tripping? Why we tripping? He was like, I just got out of practice. I'm calling you. I said, yeah, I know that. And I was like, but I got 2 people coming up to me and telling me, 2 different people at that, about this girl. So your ex-girlfriend go to school here? Silence. Oh, now you can't talk. No, listen. I was like, listen. If you want to be with your ex-girlfriend, that's all well and good. I ain't got time. Again, we ain't got to beat around the bush. We ain't got to go back and forth. Go be happy. Please go be happy. So, literally, like I told Millie and Riz, because we're in the apartment. So I told Millie and Riz, I was like, girl, that's over. It's nothing. So it was a good, I would say, good 2 weeks. And you're constantly calling. And I was like, stop calling me. He was like, no, at least talk to me. Let's talk about it. So I was like, all right, please, don't. There's no reason to meet up. There's no reason to talk about it. There's no reason for closure. Go, separate, move along. The only thing you're gonna do is waste more time. Swear, promise you. Anyway. So I was like, all right, cool. So this is when he was like, I got somebody to come, like, to drop me off, because he was like, babe, I want to see you. I got somebody to drop me off. So it was Speaker. So Speaker knew, of course, neighbors, because we all go to the same university. And so he spoke to them, and then he came in, and so he was like, what's up? So Millie is like, hey, Joe, Speaker's here. Because she had a crush on Speaker. And I was like, girl, do your big one. And so Bala was sitting in the living room, and like, because I could hear like the commotion or whatever. And so she was like, Speaker's here. And she was like, oh yeah, Bala's here. And I was like, okay. And so she was like, yeah, Speaker's here. And I was like, okay, girl, this now is your time. Ladies, y'all know, like, when you have an attraction to a man, and then when you start talking to him, and it's like, ugh. Anyway, so when I walk up to the front, Bala's sitting in the chair, and like, he's looking at me. He's nervous. Like, you can tell he's nervous. His skin, he was light skinned, so he turning red. And I was like, what do you want to talk about? He was like, can we go in the room? He was like, can we go in the room? And so we go into the room, because I had the master. So we go into my room, and so I was like, what is it? And so he was like, no, like, don't get me wrong. Like, yeah, okay, I should have told you my ex-girlfriend was here. He was like, but it's nothing like that. It's nothing between us. Like, she just wanted, like, she heard about the school and all that stuff, and she wanted to come to the school up here. She wanted a chance at education too. Y'all, yo, I was like, boy, who do you think I am? He was like, no, for real, I promise you. He was like, homeboy, because homeboy thought, he was like, tell her. So homeboy was from the same state they all was from. Homeboy was like, yeah, it's nothing between them. Right. So he was like, no, for real, baby. Like, for real, it's nothing between us. Like, for real, let's just make up. Don't make up. Don't make up. So anyway, like, he was like, come on, give me another chance. All right, cool, give you another chance. All right, cool, here come the makeup sex. At this point in time, no condom is in play. So couple of days go by. And I haven't heard from you. Mind you, I'm not active with nobody but you. Because when I'm with you, I'm with that person. If I'm sleeping with you, I'm just with that person. I ain't playing around it because I'm in medical, so I seen some shit, some stuff. So I ain't playing with you like that. So a couple of days go by and I don't hear from you. Like, I'm hearing nothing. I'm hearing nothing. So I'm like, what the? Like, I'm calling you. You're not answering. So homeboy, finally, because I'm leaving messages, so homeboy finally, like, when I call, you pick up the phone and you like, yo, he don't want to talk to you. He said y'all over. He said you did him dirty because how you did my homeboy, my homeboy was just crazy. I was like, what you talking about? He was like, you might want to go to the doctor. Because what you did was dirty, and hung up. What? What we talking about? Hold on. What we talking about? So I was like, I'm freaking out, like, body shaking, like, what we talking about? So I go and I knock on Riz's door, and I was like, Riz, was it Millie? I knock on Millie's door, and I was like, Millie, what, you and Speaker still cool? So she was like, yeah. So I was like, hit Speaker up and ask Speaker to find out what's going on. And so she was like, what's going on? And I was like, girl, I've been calling Baller. He's not answering. And homeboy just finally answered the phone and was like, stop calling here. He don't want to talk to you no more. You need to go to the doctor. You gave him something. She was like, what? And I was like, right. She was like, okay, yeah, I'm going to call. Because her and Speaker, like, was calling, chilling, kind of trying to get something going. So she called Speaker, and Speaker, like I said, he can strike up a conversation, more like mellow type situation, so to speak. So Speaker had hit him up and then called back, and he was like, okay, Angel, this is what he's saying. He's saying, like, after he came over here and made up, like, he went to the doctor, and the doctor told him that he had chlamydia. So he was like, he only slept with you. And I was like, Speaker, you think I'm a fool? I was like, his ex-girlfriend is up here. You think I'm a fool? The whole time you was down there in the summer in your hometown with your ex-girlfriend and whoever else, you really think I'm a fool? He was like, I'm just telling you. I was like, oh, it's nothing. I was like, I'll be going to the doctor. And I said, and I'm going to do, like, I was like, I'm going to give him their name. So give him his name so we can find out who gave what. And I was like, pass that message. Y'all. Went to the doctor. Doctor confirmed chlamydia. The doctor was like, you have to be careful. And I said, oh, no. Here's what we're going to do. Here's my partner. Here's my partner. Because, which I failed to realize, they can look at stuff and tell, strand, who was receiving, who, testing. And I told y'all, like, I test all the time. So, Shnooka Bunny. That previous test, here's my previous test and date. Here's the date me and you interacted in and having a pickle tickle. And here you are with the results. So I sent that. I told the doctor, and I was like, go to, I called, and so homeboy was like, man, why you calling him? And I said, listen, tell him to go to the doctor, to this doctor. And I said, because this doctor has my results before I slept with him and has my results after I slept with him. Silence. And I said, tell him to go, you and that girlfriend go get checked. Silence. So you walking around campus, y'all in a relationship, y'all back together, y'all working things out. Girlfriend is pregnant. Girlfriend is 3 months pregnant. How you come over there to work things out with me and girlfriend is 3 months pregnant? Anyway, we're walking around campus, and every time he see me, girl, like, he'll turn his head. Mind you, I'm going to the church, and one of the leaders of the church is counseling me about my ex-boyfriend. So one of the leaders broke it down, and so he was basically saying, like, if you only slept with this one person, you already had like the test, you already had this going on. Like, there's no way possible. He was like, there's no way possible this could have come from you if you have your test before. This is what happened, and then you have your test after. Because after I sent that, there was nothing. And then also there was a group that rolled up on him. It was like, tell the truth. And he had to tell the truth. You gave it to me, my love. Because you got it from ex-girlfriend. So yeah. That is the story time of I was dating a baller. Follow your first mind. You don't need closure. We coming back. No, let me not say that, because sometimes that stuff might work out for y'all. It's not funny. Just be careful, child. Be careful. A lot of times you get stuff from people you trust. Unfortunately. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, I love you the most because you're definitely the dopest in real life, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay away from the ball. Light skin.